Today we're going to continue on with solving equations and use the simplifying expression skills that you reviewed yesterday or in the last lesson. And we will have to combine like terms and we will have to distribute. The steps you see here for solving equations really are for any equation that you might need to solve. You will just simply skip steps if they don't apply to that situation. So first step is to distribute through all the parentheses. There is an option outside of that, and you'll see that in the example that we're doing first. The second step is to combine like terms on the left side of the equation and then combine like terms on the right side. You'll see that when you are combining like terms and just looking at a side of the equation, you do not cancel them, you simply combine them together. So don't change any signs or do the opposite of anything, just combine them together. And then when you're moving things to the other side, you will cancel. And then solve the remaining equation. So let's go ahead and look at this first problem. If we follow those steps for the first method, it tells us to distribute first. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to multiply the 2 through the parentheses to get 2x plus 8 over 3, and then minus 8 equals 32. Now, we were highlighting the closest variable to, or closest number to the variable to start. Since there's so many steps, we're going to actually keep highlighting. So 2x is the closest, then 8 is the next closest, and then the 3 is the third step there, and then minus 8 is the last step. So if we're going to work our way backwards, we're going to start by subtracting 8 on both sides. Sorry, canceling the minus 8 by adding 8 on both sides. So let's go ahead and do plus 8 on both sides. And I actually made a mistake in this step the first time I did the video and recorded the whole video with that mistake in it. So let's not make that same mistake. Okay, so 32 plus 8 is 40. Now I could bring down all of these boxes, but since we took the one that's furthest away, we're actually going to delete the purple box. We don't need that one because we eliminated a step already. And that was the next highest box, if that makes sense when I say it that way. So now we see that we need to eliminate the 3, and that's really divided by 3. So we are going to go ahead and multiply by 3 on both sides to cancel it. So times 3 and times 3. When we do that, the left side cancels. So we have 2x plus 8 equals 120. And again, when I move my boxes down, I can take the top one and get rid of it because we eliminated a step. Okay, still don't want to do anything with that 2x, but we can cancel the plus 8. So if we do minus 8 on both sides, we get 2x equals 112. Move that line over 2 so we have it. And down to our last step, so we don't really need a box anymore. To eliminate the 2 in front of the x, we are going to go ahead and divide by 2 on both sides. And again, you can use your calculator, but we end up with x equals 56 for an answer. Okay, we are going to continue and look at the second method. And that actually allows us to solve in fewer steps because we don't have to distribute and multiply separately, but it also relies on your understanding of fractions. So if we do it using the second method, we are going to start by adding 8 to both sides. Okay, so the process is almost identical. We just don't have to multiply first. So when we added 8 to both sides in the first method, we got 40. Now, to cancel a fraction, instead of doing it in 2 steps, you could multiply by 3, divide by 2, and you're good. But we could use what we call the reciprocal and just flip that over and multiply. So notice the 2 flip to the bottom, 3 flip to the top. Same thing over here, because we have to do the same on both sides. And then when we're multiplying fractions, we go straight across. So 3's cancel, 2's cancel. We have x plus 4 equals, and then 40 times 3 is 120. 1 times 2 is 2. So if I reduce that, 120 divided by 2 is 60, and then I can subtract 4. So we get x equals 56. I'm going to have you go ahead and try the next one. So hit pause and try it, and then come back and check your answer. Okay, you can go ahead and check your answer here. You should have 11/3 or 3.6 repeating. Next problem is called a consecutive integer problem. They actually use the concept that if I picked a number, the next number, like if I was counting from there, so if I picked 9 for my first number, the next number would be 10, which is really x plus 1. Okay, so 9 plus 1 would give me 10. And then 11 would be x plus 2. So if this was 9, 9 plus 1 gives me 10, and then 9 plus 2 gives me 11. So that's kind of that idea of what they're talking about with consecutive integers, okay? Then you need to know that the sum means we're adding. So if I take the first integer, which is x, the second integer, which is x plus 1, and the third integer, which is x plus 2, if we add all three of those numbers together, we get 132. Now, we're just going to combine our like terms here. Okay, we are going to go ahead and combine like terms. So x plus x plus x gives me 3x. And 1 plus 2 gives me 3. And then I can solve. So I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides to get 3x equals 129. And divide by 3 to get that x equals 43. So if they ask for 3 consecutive integers, that means the 3 numbers in a row. The first one's 43, the second one is 44, and the third one is 45. So if you checked this and added these 3 numbers together, you should get 132. The only note I want to add for this next one before you try it is if my first number is x, because they're odd, we actually skip a number. The second one is going to be x plus 2, and the third one is going to be x plus 4. So that's going to help you set this up to get that going, and then go ahead and solve from there.